All right, guys, here we go. We have our blue Terran player, winner of the last game, defeating, oh no, that's actually SjoW. Never mind. Dignitas.SjoW trying to bring it back for his team, winning 3 games potentially against Evil Geniuses, whose representative is ThorZaIN at this point, winning the last game, bringing his team 1 win away from advancing in the tournament, knocking Dignitas out completely.
Yep, ThorZaIN did change colors on us, and I'm sure they had some sort of a best of 7 SjoW match just before this to determine who would get the color in the actual match. So,
probably,
and looks like apparently SjoW won that because he did steal ThorZaIN's color from him. So there we go. The map is Ohana, kind of a clever map for a TVT, if I have to say so myself. Wide running lanes through the middle, kind of limit the effectiveness of just the kind of the standard positional siege tank marine. So a lot of good bio play, a lot of drops on this map. A player like Polt is very fond of this, as he can be just everywhere on the map.
Yeah, it's an interesting map for TVT. Now, the last TVT I believe we saw on this map was actually Marine King versus Taja, if I remember right, from the Liquid Prime matchup. And on that one got a little bit weird. Marine King proxy to Starport, got a medevac out of that, went for the Marine Hellion elevator sort of play in sort of a proxy odd way. Didn't end up working out too well for him. But the that strategy is still sound. You know, the Marine Hellion medevac opening in TVT right now, I feel like is one of the strongest things out there. ThorZaIN has been practicing a lot in Korea. He's definitely been exposed to it quite a bit, and it wouldn't be a bad choice if he decided to go for something like that. But doesn't look like it's going to be this time. It's going to be a 1 Rax expand from our red Terran player.
Yep, one Rax gasless fast expand for him. SjoW, though, getting gas at a pretty normal time, was not gas first, but we'll see what he ends up moving into here in just a bit. If we're going to see factory and second gas, no Reaper expand, as he would have thrown down a Tech Lab right away. So I'll be keeping an eye on SjoW's base as we move along.
All right, so now SjoW kind of notable for not really scouting until he has his Hellion, but he has this game. He's actually scouted before he got his first Hellion.
That's right. This is a breakthrough.
I know. What kind of crazy world is it that we live in now? Second gas actually for SjoW and a reactor going down. So we're going to see something pretty interesting here. We've got probably what will maybe Cloak Banshees on the way, but I don't know. I haven't really seen an opening in TVT like this where they get the reactor first and the second gas before the factory. So the Banshees, if he decides to go for them, aren't going to be that quick. Yeah,
we may be seeing even that super strong early siege tanks with siege mode push or something along those lines with one or two barracks. So factory is coming up now, and he will be able to start producing quite a few Marines here. And there we go. Marines number 1 and 2 are just popping out now.
Yep. So he will have a good amount of units out early on defensively, but with the opening that ThorZaIN is doing, SjoW really doesn't need to worry about that early aggression. So interesting choice to be able to do that. This does certainly appear to be some sort of 1-base play, as you know, you normally don't go this heavy on the gas early on if you're going to expand.
Yeah. And we'll see what pops out onto this factory here in just a second. If it's a Tech Lab right away, if he saves up and just goes right into a starport, he actually has enough gas he could do both. So
yeah, Marine Tank does sound like a pretty good option at this point. He's going to have a lot of Marines to buffer and add on. Nope, starport right away. Okay, so we may see Tech Lab. All right, so yeah, I think it is going to be that Marine Tank, just getting that starport a little bit quicker.
And ThorZaIN now back on his side of things, just finishing up with a factory of his own. He indeed has a reactor sitting on top of that barracks as well. So everything of his looks pretty similar, just a little bit delayed. And we'll see what he moves into here in just a bit. Starport started, Tech Lab on the factory. So see what we get out of these players. And it is going to be a Tech Lab starport for SjoW, as he did finish up that add-on and decided to switch that factory away. Another Tech Lab popping up on this factory, though.
Yeah, ThorZaIN's opening is a little bit more normal, obviously, a little bit more economical, but SjoW's is going to hit a little bit harder, do potentially a little bit more damage early on. But this is so interesting to me that you see so much of a shift back towards Marine Tank and TVT. And even though SjoW is, in fact, going for Cloak Banshees, he's probably going to be going into a Marine Tank, strategy overall. And, with that reactor on the barracks, ThorZaIN is going to have, a decent amount of Marines out. Whoops, a little bit of a misclick there.
Yeah.
Does happen every once in a while.
And unfortunately, only 1 harvester on this gas geyser up here, so hopefully he realizes that and gets back on it, because that could actually present a bit of a problem.
Oh yeah, that's really going to slow down his siege mode and his tank production if he doesn't notice. And
he put 1 back on there, but he hasn't put the second.
Needs 1 more.
Yeah.
He'll probably see it soon.
I'm sure he will. It is going to be Cloaked Banshees, those Siege Tanks, and Marines for show, so he wants to make a big push and just make it work. And he saw that that command center first and decided to power ahead with it because he did, as we saw, a scout.
Yeah. All right. Well, supply-wise, both guys dead even right now. ThorZaIN just more than ready for Banshees. I mean, he's got a Viking out. He's got Marines. He's probably going to have a scan saved up. In fact, he already does. So, yeah, he's not going to be worried about this one bit. I mean, if you see your opponent take gas, even if you have no idea, about anything else they do, always save a scan because it's such a strong likelihood that it's going to be Banshees, and if it's Banshees, it's very likely that it's going to be Cloak involved. If you get caught without a scan, you're just, you deserve to lose at that point.
And Supply Depot actually taking quite a bit of damage. He wants to pull some SCVs off, but it looks like ThorZaIN may actually just have to kind of give that up. At the same time, though, Show pushing through the middle of the map. He's pulled a few SCVs along with this as well, but he hasn't pulled everything.
Yeah, ThorZaIN's going to have Siege mode. Now, did Show get his Siege mode as well?
Let me go ahead. I believe he did, but let me go ahead and check for sure. Oh! Banshee goes down. Let's see. And he did not.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. We've seen Marine King actually do pushes like this before, too, with a Marine tank and no siege mode, and adding on a few Banshees as well. And he's going to come right up the ramp here. Siege mode not quite done yet for ThorZaIN. Does he have enough to defend?
Oh, I don't know. Now siege mode is finished, so we can start sieging up some of his tanks, and indeed he is, but one of them have already fallen. Oh, but he fires right into the middle of the forces, and Show has lost a good portion of his attack force already. The Banshee goes down as well, and that was it.
And that is probably that for Show, actually. ThorZaIN defending really well.
Wow.
I mean, pulling those SCVs was such a smart decision. It buffered long enough that he only lost one of his tanks. He did lose those SCVs, but because he's on 2 bases with mules, he's still got more SCVs anyway. Economically, he's in a perfectly fine situation. Show, we may see him do one more push here, but it's going to be so tough for him to keep up with ThorZaIN at this point.
Well, he's got to try. I mean, he's the last hope for his team right now,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
if he loses, he's out. So. Let's see here. ThorZaIN going to go move out to the Zelnaga Tower. Scout, see pretty much everything that's there. Oh, he's going to force the Cloak very early as well, as that Banshee's already taken 100 hit points of damage. And he's just going to engage this right out in the middle of the map because it doesn't matter.
Yep, a little bit bold there without only having a couple Marines take some damage on that siege tank, and I don't think he has a scan. If he did, he probably would have used it by now. There we go. Now has enough for a scan. And he will chase that Banshee away, but will he kill it? He does lose a tank. SCV's coming with this too, and they do get the surround on the siege tanks. Oh man, Show may have found a little bit of a window here. This is going to be close.
Yeah, ThorZaIN going into production mode, though. Looks like he's just going to run his SCVs away for the moment. He can pick up this command center pretty easily, and it looks like he will. I don't believe that Show pull everything off the line. Might as well have.
Most everything, yeah. I mean, this is it. I mean, he was all in before. He's still all in now. He's still got a Cloak Banshee, which is kind of nice. ThorZaIN just playing the defensive game right now. Both players, though, on 1 base at this point. The big thing is that Show did manage to pull back all his SCVs, which does help, and he does have his own Cloak Banshees out right now. Oh, there's a scan, though. ThorZaIN losing his Banshee here.
Yeah, he loses Banshee, but he has almost taken out one of the tanks, and another one actually taking quite a bit of damage. Now there's no support for it at all. Show is going to be down to 22 supply, and that actually is falling.
GG, and EG takes down Dignitas 5-2. ThorZaIN coming in, winning the last couple games for his team. Yeah, not a good day for Dignitas.